think we're good. How's it going, everyone? Just gonna be chilling a little bit. I think we're gonna do a little bit more mod testing today. What I want to do is actually go ahead. We're up to 74 mods, by the way. I want to go ahead and do a little bit of survival for a little bit, just to see how things are running. Super important to do something like this, so I'm gonna generate a world using the settings that I would expect to use on our server when that becomes a thing. So we're gonna do a temperate climate. We're gonna do a 10-day delay type deal. Drop inventory, last 30 minutes, 30-day days or months. Hey Apex, how's it going, man? Cave vents enabled, fire from lightning off, liquid transport on. We're gonna do pretty much normal settings, but keep the lower HP of wilderness survival, I think. And tree growth will be increased. We'll get the colored map on. I think for the next server, what we'll end up doing is probably just have much shorter temporal storms. They'll still be enabled, but they won't last nearly as long, I hope. That way people kind of stay logged in. 60%, let's do 200% water, oceans, hey Lewis. 10% upheaval, 160% landform scale. All that looks good. And class exclusive recipes, turn that off. How much RAM the server uses? Google will be the best place to ask there. I don't usually host the server. If it's anything like Minecraft, there's probably some sort of okay, Bricklayers is throwing an error. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Anyways, to increase, like, are you talking about like if you're hosting it on the same machine you're playing, like in a single player type thing, or you're running it on the side? If you're running it on the side, there's probably some sort of command that you can enter to allocate more RAM for the specific application. I would suggest kind of looking at the wiki for that, though. Clay work. I keep getting little errors with my tests. Sometimes it causes it to crash. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, I had pretty much the same setup a bit ago, and I didn't get this error, and now I am. It's so weird. Hey, Axe. Yeah, you'll want to just Google like allocate more RAM to server, right? Something like that. Please load in without crashing. Okay, cool. Alright, sound. Master sound. I don't know what happened, but it feels like my audio is really quiet. Is it quiet for you guys? I guess it sounds fine now that I turned it up a bit. Alright, what do we got? Oh, did it really put me on an island? Did I just hose myself? That's really what we're doing? Doing an island survival experience? Kind of looking like that. We'll let it generate a little bit while we go and gather some of our basic stuff. And go from there. How's everyone's weekend going? You guys doing anything cool? any rocks. A little weird. What type of rocks do we got? Andesite? Probably be andesite based on the beach. Okay, good. We're close enough to... Looks like more land that way. Looks like there'll be more land. Little fox guy. Okay, so we got some slate. Slate's not gonna do us too good. Andesite should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just carve a whetstone immediately, because we're gonna need this for toolworks. Should function. Okay. And then ideally I would like to get some flint instead. Flint tools tend to last a little bit longer than stone. Glad to see the red fox from Fauna of the Stone Age is in. Okay, so that's working. Get our knife. So I've installed a couple of the Fauna of the Stone Age mods, because I want to test them out a little bit. I'll hold off on creating this tool. Let's see, we got wild turnips growing here. Looks like we might be able to, yeah, so this is a big bay. Don't see any rivers yet. This is a lot of gravel area here. So what if we go down to the other side and start heading kind of more south? That might be a little bit better for us, but I need to find... I'd start gathering some berry bushes and just bring them with us. I don't think we're going to be in this exact area again, so if they don't have berries on them, I'm not going to leave them. I'm going to take this as a little bit seriously, okay? Just enough seriousness to hopefully not immediately die. Famous last words, probably. Alright, so we got some sticks. So if we get lucky and find some ivy, maybe in these trees over here for some rope. Using rope as a basic binding item. None of these are ready for seeds. Is going to be very, very kind of important. Since we're running Toolworks. Or not Toolworks, Toolsmith. I'm going to keep accidentally calling it Toolworks because to me it kind of replaces that mod. Alright, we got some wild rye. We'll harvest that so it starts drying out. Take this black currant bush. In fact, I might take all of it. Why not? More flint. All right, let's see what do I got in terms of ivy. Sometimes ivy is hard to see just because if you're getting a side view of it, right? It's so thin. Some quartz there. Some resin. Plenty of dry grass. I also have the canines enabled as well, so there's not going to be vanilla wolves. It'll be the Stone Age canines running around. What am I looking at? Man, this is really weird. Continent that we're on. It's just land bridge after land bridge. Let's get past this gravel area. Pine, I find, has a little less ivy on it than like maples and oaks. Not saying it never does, but I find maples to kind of have the most, then probably oaks, and then maybe birch after that. Also, we need to travel enough to kind of hopefully see some river spawn. So being a little nomadic here early on is fine. As soon as I get a knife, I'll worry about my baskets. And then also crafting some better handles. Now, I haven't gone through the mod configs to make it match what I want. I think I'm just going to go pure default settings on all the mods that we have initially as I poke around, kind of see how things are going with it. Okay, here's an oak tree. Any ivy? Wow, an oak tree with no ivy, huh? It's a little, especially for a big one. A little rare. Just keep collecting some sticks. Very nomadic initially. This is more spell. Grab that. Alright, a little bit more forest over this way. Still not seeing any rivers spawning. I don't know if this is a ruin. If it is, we might settle in it initially. Temperature is 19 degrees Celsius, which isn't that bad. More wild flax. Just get all those now. I think I'm gonna break any vessels. You know what, I can always add better binding later, so let's just get this knife. Go ahead and sharpen it. Mod list, we're not everything's finalized, so I don't have like an official mod list, but we got about 75-ish mods right now in this test. So I'm just running it single player. We got toolsmith, things like that, clay works, brickworks. Some fauna of the Stone Age. I'm gonna default Dana tweaks on. Probably one of the bigger you know, we got from Golden Combs, all that good beekeeping stuff, but we also have Art of Growing, which I'm really interested in. It's a mod that definitely didn't exist back during the last server. Hey, Cade. Hey, man. So I'm really interested to see how Art of Growing handles kind of in a long-term situation. What are we testing this time? I'm actually going to survive for a bit. Hopefully I don't need to add or remove any mods at the moment. So we're just really testing functionality. Like, can I get through the pottery age, right? Without running into any issues. All default mod settings. We're not fiddling with anything. I have added a few more decorative mods since the last test, but things apparently are working. I'll sharpen this knife up. How's the audio? Can you guys, like, really, like, give me audio feedback on this stream? I planning on smithing plus? No. We do have, I do want to use expanded molds, at least a little bit of them. Which will provide, like, just basic stuff, like a hoop mold, a 4 ingot mold, 8 ingot mold, a couple chutes. I don't think this has the plates or anything, too. Sounds good, both you and the game. Good. Still sounds quiet on my end. I don't know why. Is there, like, a... Hold on one second. Okay. I was worried, like, maybe my headphones was turning down the audio or something. Boom, 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 boom. True fish. It was a decent weight one. Usually they're like, oh, it's a low weight, you know. We'll see. I'm just since I'm the I need to actually freaking not use my whetstone. Combat overhaul has some bit perfect recipes. I'm not gonna use combat overhaul. It conflicts too much with other things that I want for more immersion. I think a lot of people in our group don't really play this game for like crazy combat. I do think combat, like, I wish bullseye was still a thing, like separate from combat overhaul, because I really like bullseye. But alas, it is not. I have to keep running until I see a river, I think. It's just... Oh, down south. Why do I hear a locust? A cicada? I have never heard a cicada before. I know they added like crickets and stuff, but I don't think I've ever heard a cicada. That's interesting. Once you hit Iron Age, you never leave the forge. Yeah. Also going to be running a beehive kiln to make quicklime. Kind of gives more purpose to go after a beehive kiln. We're also going to be running X skills, which is, again, you know, this is really where I think we're going to let people kind of customize their class. The class specific recipes are going to be turned off, and X skills, people are just going to be limited to 2 specialties kind of deal. But otherwise, you'll be using X skills. I'm not going to buff the XP this time to make it faster. The reason we did that was like because there were issues. Also because we're not going to have Nat Survival expanded, so we'll just let people start grinding out the X skills XP. Man, I wish I tried to install Nat Survival. I was like, let me install it and just make sure it's Nat working for this version, because what is that? Nat Survival, basically time-dated progression. So for every in-game day you survived without dying and being on the server, you would get a point, and that point could be spent on like unlocking pottery or unlocking Copper Age, Bronze Age, things like that. And it was to kind of prevent people who, in my opinion, just rush to Iron so quickly that they don't get to experience the other ages for very long. So I think we had it to where For every day you survived, you'd gain a point. If you died partway through a day, you would lose that progress to that next point. So it kind of gave a purpose to Nat Cheese, the dying mechanic, and respawn. Okay, now we're getting some ivy. But it had its own specializations that people could focus on in addition to X skills as well. So like if you wanted to rush farming earlier, you could. Maybe someone else rushed the metal working stuff sooner. Honestly, I prefer the non-text ones. I'll just mark this cockpit for now. Let's get some dry grass. Hope you guys are ready to deal with silage. Alright, we're going south. There's a river down here. I always like being near rivers. So that's where we're gonna go. I should be marking these mushrooms and stuff. Not going to. I mean, Kate, have you done much Vintage Story with mods? Or have you done mostly the vanilla stuff? Okay, we got pigs spawning. That's a good sign. Mostly vanilla. Okay, that's good. This will be pretty different for you then. Or some things that are just going to be different. Like right now I have a water bar. So there's going to be thirst enabled. Bloomin' wild onions. This wild farming is pretty cool because like or art of farming. I have the module installed to where all the crops are wild until you cultivate them and get seeds for like the normal crops. And as you cultivate them and they get bigger and more domesticated, they give more food. The base food otherwise is pretty low off them. Like it might take 5 wild turnips to equate to 1 normal turnip in the vanilla game. Alright, so this knife is going to break. Really think Toolsmith's going to be great because once this break, I'll actually, I should make my axe head. Because I'll want to upgrade my handles from sticks to crude firewood. Kind of quickly. Waste a binder on this. Stun combat overhaul, firearms, permanent survival, carry on, wearable light, combat overhaul, armory, and player corpse. So we will. The only one of that list that we have on is carry on. Everything else we don't have. Primitive survival, I think is okay. We had it last server. It's okay. There's some OP stuff in it. Really, the best thing about it is kind of like the early farming, or the fishing in a way, since the game doesn't currently have that in any capacity. But It's just a little white-tailed deer. I'm faster than you. Alright. So the nice thing about being near a river is we have fresh water, which would be good. There's some ruins here. Is there a bigger ruin or anything? Might just settle down at this ruin initially. I need a spot to lay out my grains that we've been harvesting to dry out. What kind of ruin we got here? Any actual building? Not really. It's kind of a mess, but hey, we got a bed though. And we got some firewood. We take those. We take that. Alright. Well, we'll live in a ruin for a bit. What are these giving me? Limestone? Oh, it's all limestone. Oh, that's cool. Large crates. Forage. Alright, luckily we don't have to worry about mobs this first night. Oh wow, look at, get some plaster right off. Take that. Some peat. Yeah, let's be, if we can shape this around a little bit, it might be an okay little survival house. Kind of like how the stone rebel's giving me some things. It's kind of convenient. Alright, let's get a fire going at least. So that we can kind of make torches, flint, arrows, 17 of them, huh? I'll get rid of where this brazier is, and we'll say this is where the fire can go. It's not raining, so we don't need it covered. Little fire starter. Just heat up a torch real quick. So that we can use that torch holder conveniently. Let's get a couple handles, or at least a handle. Get rid of this broken stick. Just gonna toss it up here. We'll despawn without me grabbing it. Knife is fine. Put it there. Bind it with a rope. Cool. So if you look, this is a flint knife. We got some good durability out of this with that new handle. Gotta resharpen it. Alright, Kate. You have a good one, man. Always good to see you. Alright, we'll stick that in there. Now we can see. And we'll go ahead. Get another handle for like a shovel. place out. Okay, so this I have to do. The binding. Okay. Loop. Very good. We'll get a chest. I'll end up putting the entrance kind of here. Sharpen the shovel blade. Keeping the tool sharp is important. It kind of gets them to harvest quicker, and for the initial percentage of sharpness, they actually take no durability. Actually, this is where the actual door is, isn't it? So maybe we'll keep that. Get rid of the barricade, though. Where are you? Store that. Yeah, I got too much crap in my inventory. Survival, 0.63 book. That. That there. Dryad saddle. I'm gonna break this crate since it can't be used anyways. It's not repaired, and I don't have glue. I'm not gonna have glue for a while. I'm gonna go down a block here. Let's see, can I dig a spring into this? No, but I can probably go one further. That's not bad. For safety reasons, we're just gonna throw a little ladder here in case I fall down into our little well. Let's plant our berry bushes that we brought with us. Actually, let's clear out that little entryway first. Oop, wrong mode. Wrong mode. I'll have to look around these ruins, see if there's a door. What's this? Deer ear. Alright, there we go. Start getting rid of some of these ruined bits. And then this has a little bit of a cover on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some of the grains we gathered here to dry. So we have rye, flax, spelt. So So they can start drying out. It's already day 2, wow. Time just flies. What we got over here? Anything crazy? Get some grass. I'm gonna start drying out some grass into straw. It takes about a whole day. So the sooner we start on that, the better. Get these things out of here. I don't care about them. What's belt? Black spelt. Pile of grass. Let's just throw this in our offhand for now. So we can see. Yourself a little hay fork. Pick all this up. Alright, clear out a little bit more interior space. I haven't built a little base in a ruin in a long while, so this will be nice, I think. Tool. Racks by the door eventually. I think I'm gonna keep the table here. Alright, so we need some water. We're getting down to about half, so let's run over to the river. So with hydrate or dihydrate, if you drink unboiled, unclean, unwell water kind of liquids, you end up kind of hurting your satiety a little bit. Oh, a room trapdoor. I'll take that. And so you kind of need more food. That'll be nice for the little well. Cover it up again so I don't accidentally fall in. That's fine. This stuff's... If it's shattered crates... I think I'm okay with breaking them. Better to find some clay. You know what? The trapdoor might be better there to keep the window without having Jeff crawl through it. Oh, fucking Dana tweaks. Never mind, because it wants to stay closed. How to do that another way. Really, I think we can just seal that. That's fine. For now. For now. Okay, so we get that. That's fine. We got a bed. This thing. Get rid of. I'm gonna probably move it. Place my thing with that. There we go. So I need more reeds. I feel like that's pretty important so we can get some more storage. We need an actual door. I don't know if we're gonna find an actual door at this ruin or not. It would be nice though. Oh. 5 XP metalworking book. Take those. Got some red wine cap food. Here, so this is how you can also see. Yeah, the default binding durability is 30 and handle is 60. And this knife that we have, 136 for the handle and 196 for the binding. So creating even the crude handle and the crude binding is really, really good for us. Tell you what, there's a lot of beds in this one. Oh, little 15 metal scraps. What else do we got in here? Does this place have a basement, maybe? Sometimes they do. 2 maple seeds. Don't care about that. Turnip seed. Bunch of torches. I'll worry about relighting. Bring this crate over to our little house. Another crate that's workable. Just has a bunch of rot in it. Is rot used for anything crazy? I mean, there's compost bin. Rustic compound, yeah. Some clutter pieces, but otherwise pretty standard usage. I'm probably going to just salvage a lot of these ruins to build up the walls on the house. What's this? A sideways trapdoor? Interesting. There could be stuff back here then. Let's just see. Couple hay beds. Nothing crazy. Anything here? Wonder if these mushrooms will respawn, or if because they're attached to a ruin, they will or not. Don't know. Is that safe? Oh, nice. Another torch hoarder. Let me in. So we'll take that. What's up here? Anything? Nope. Okay, so we have a torch for the interior. Let's throw this one, I guess, out here where it's totally not going to light my bushes on fire. Just, you know. Alright, let's get this thing moved to maybe here. We'll start kind of getting the wall up. I don't understand. Was there just another door on this side or something? Hence the staircase down into here? And then another door out the back? That's a little wasteful, so I'm probably gonna bump this wall out a little bit. It'll give us a little bit more interior space. I also really kind of want to keep the ruined look of this thing. It's actually kind of important to me, so we'll try and keep that as much as possible. Doop. Alright, I think I need to find some clay. So I make some some slabs to kind of raise the walls up above this point. Might be easier than taking apart all the other ruins. That's peat. There's some clay down the river, so, or up the river. Down? If a river is flowing from south to north, are you going down the river by going south, or are you going up the river by going south? Is up river just always upstream? Questions. I would assume upriver is always upstream. Mod pack? How do you mean mod pack? This is vintage story. Opposite of flow. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, can I do that? There we go. It's funny that there's that command. Yep, Vintage Story is its own game. We do have some mods on here, but visually what you're seeing here is vanilla. This is just visually everything on the screen right now is kind of vanilla. It's a great game. It used to, the creator of this game modded Minecraft for a long time, and then they decided to make their own kind of game because it would just be a little bit more flexible than staying as a mod. Yeah. Is that a raccoon dog? Where you going, raccoon dog? Get out of here. Alright, let's get this clay. But it has, you know, if you don't know what Vintage Story is, honestly, it's if you want to compare it to Minecraft, you can, in my opinion. It's a crafting survival game, blocky voxels, right? But the one thing that this does is it's very grounded in kind of real-world historical stuff. So right now we're kind of in the Stone Age, and then you progress from Stone Age to like Copper Age, Bronze Age. There's some automation, like windmill power and things like that. A way more in-depth crafting stuff. It has the 3x3 crafting grid, but there's certain things that you craft without using it, and a little bit more real-world, kind of non-UI. Actually, no, you stop at the Steel Age. I think the farthest they'll go is Steam. I think they mentioned Steam power as like a potential endpoint, but of course, if people mod in electricity and other things, they could. The modding community for this game is already very active, very great. Oh, nice. Farseer's working. Let's see the train really way out there. All right. Let's get fire going and start working on our first clay forming. We're gonna need some vessels. So welcome to the pottery age. Ah yes, the plastic age, when they add oil. And oil processing for oil byproducts. It's called the DuPont expansion. I think it's gonna come out here in the next, 20 years maybe. Yeah, it's voxel pottery. It's got some good chiseling. So, I'm testing stuff for a server. If you want to go watch like some of my old streams and stuff, you can, to like really see what people can really make. But like the creative side in this game is very, very crazy. You can chisel like a single block, you can turn into a 32 by 32 block. You can add textures to it to choose from if you really want to get creative. But we don't, that requires metal tools, and I'm kind of just starting out in the save. Yeah, so if you ever heard of like the mod, for example, Craft for Minecraft, this is more like that. For sure. If you know what Craft is, you'll be kind of right at home with this game, in my opinion. Where do I want my pick kiln to be? Just throw it over here. Please don't catch the grass on fire. My cat really wants dinner. Alright, so throw that in there. How much dry gas do I have? Any? None. This stuff here is a mod, by the way. Grass picking animation? It's faster with a knife. Using tools is generally faster. I need to find dry grass. Let me find 10 of these real quick and I'll start up a pit kiln so we can fire this pottery up for more storage. I might go gather more reeds. Honestly, I might be going pottery a little quick. I think I wanted the clay more for to build up the walls of this ruin that we're in. Let's grab some berries. Okay, that's enough of those. Need more sticks. Is there a good amount of trees nearby anywhere? It's really up here. Give me your branches. Yes. Yeah. The Briar Age is a dangerous age. It's really what the War of Roses was, you know. You think it's just an actual war between like France and some families and stuff, but no, it's really just thorns. Wild vines and vines? What's the difference? Is this a mod? This has to be a mod. Wild vine. Oh, okay, vine. I feel like something's not right with those. That could be one of my mods messing with it. Probably a mod issue. I'll have to look into that. Alright, so we have enough stuff. This pit kiln going, but then we're gonna go get some reeds. There's some reeds down there that I can see. Just in case it starts raining, I'll cover it up because the water will put it out. Get more torches. Yes, nice. We can have that torch holder. All right, so that pit kiln's going. Do I not have a fresh grass pile? I do. Okay, fresh grass. Do I want to get peat? Peat might be good for us. It's kind of like a cooking fuel source. We'll just burn the casual earth, I guess. I wonder if the mod for aged firewood and aged peat is still a thing. I need to look into that one. Okay. Let's go get some reeds. Get 24, we can get a basket for some more storage. Ignore the rift in the world. Let's just ignore that for now. We don't care about portals to other dimensions. Just leave that alone. Probably want another chest. So I'll get enough for 2. Yeah. Red wine cap. Okay, failed at harvesting that one. Water. There's some more reeds down there. Let's sharpen my knife. Interesting, we have tool that is better for making straw roof pieces. Okay, we got that. Let's grab a couple of these just to see. Do I have to dry these? No. And is it just 4 per one? Oh, wish we had a scythe made. Wish we were kind of in the Middle Age. Scythe would be great for this. I'll just go until the knife breaks. Harvest, harvest, harvest. tool head. Yeah, probably. It's fine. Okay. There might be some holes in this roof by the time we're done with it. I have a feeling there might be a hole or two. It's gonna be very patch. What's over here? Interesting. Do I want... yeah, probably that to come up there. To there. I'll need the top piece. So here. 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 I don't need to go one more. Yeah, that's fine. Just finish it off there. Alright, we have some limestone, so let's get some cobble pieces for a little bit of a wall here. Again, we're kind of embracing the ruin vibe, I think. So having all these little holes in here is kind of cool. It'll be like the mobs will be able to throw rocks in at us, but we'll deal with that kind of real time. The big thing is just making sure they can't crawl in kind of after us. So I don't want gaps to be too large. That's fine. This section's fine. That's sealed, generally speaking. We're gonna have a little bit of a leaky roof, I think. That on there as the spine. In fact, these need to be lowered. to the pile. Eat some cranberries. So we can claim this block back. I love building in ruins in this game. It's the kind of interim phase when you're just surviving and getting by. Makes it very interesting kind of building for you. As you're simply just forced to contend with the shape kind of given. That's fine. Okay. Let's see here. Store some stuff. Some new chests out. Bit of a peat pile for cooking, a firewood pile. Nice. Yeah, this place is kind of opening up, isn't it? We need a door. Just fill that hole in. Is there another ruin nearby that might have a door? Be one over here. Let's go that way. We need to pick some berries anyways, so. Dang, this is a wide river. Huh. So right now the early game is honestly not too different than vanilla. There's some changes with grass and silage that I had to deal with. If you start getting crops early, that's probably the biggest change so far. Toolworks or Toolsmith included with that change. Yeah, we'll try to go all the way down here. I haven't seen any of the new deer or sheep. Now they could just kind of spawn over time. Chickens are running from, what is that, a coyote? Oh, the Rooster's pissed! Don't chase me, bro! Is it foggy down here? Yeah, it's foggy. God. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. The amount of stuff that has changed and added and improved upon since we first kind of started playing it on the channel. It just keeps getting better. Nope. Still growing. Alright, what do we got? Ooh, a forge. We'll take that back. This is obviously some sort of blacksmith-like building. Sand kind of caved in, though, on it. Makes it a little annoying to try and look for chests. What's this one? Please have a door. I would like a door. Is this one of those storage room things? Feels like it. It's got mud brick, though. That's cool. Alright, hop down here. What do we got? Tuning cylinder. Aged wooden chest. So we get a chest out of that. No door, though. Alright, we'll throw that on our back. That's going to be something disabled on our next season. Not going to allow people to carry chests on their back like this. Gives you too much starting inventory space. Alright, is there perchance another ruin? That we can tag up real quick. I would like to have a solid door, honestly, rather than relying on a fence, but looks like we might be relying on fences, lads. Get more tool for the roof. You'll notice while my knife is perfectly sharpened, I'm not getting any tool durability right now. And then the moment it falls under 95% sharp, boom, now it's starting to do some durability damage. So if I wanted to, I could just resharpen it at this point. Right? And it still wouldn't take durability damage again until the sharpness comes down. The trade-off for that is I think you're lowering the max durability in a way. Also, it's, you know, stopping every 5 seconds to sharpen a knife is time inefficient. But sharpening stuff while you're like traveling, I think is a good use of time. Do I have to make the corner? Yeah, out of this directly, yep. Can't see crap. So far, not running into any errors on the basic survival loop. Server doesn't feel, or not the server, my single player doesn't feel laggy or anything like that. So it's all good signs so far. Start running back. Go this way, so I can hit the shoreline of the river a little sooner, but also see what's over here. Pretty nice. We got limestone everywhere. Limestone, sandstone, andesite, slate. That might be conglomerate way up there. Could also just be granite. Actually, hold on. I was trying to put a chest down. I didn't actually drink. Wait, is this salt water? I think that's salt water. Okay, don't drink that. confirmed. Because I lost food and oh my god, is it that's salt water too? Oh, okay, it's a whole just grid space of salt water. I'm gonna start taking damage. Oh shoot, I'm dead. I might be dead here. No water, it's no bueno. Okay, for some reason, it thought... Yeah, okay. This is fine. Ugh. Okay. Interesting, so this is kind of salt water, and it's kind of feeding into this river. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Alright, if the circle's turning red, don't drink that. Not good for you. Man, this is a crazy wide river at this point. That looks so good. I can't wait until we get rivers in vanilla and don't need a mod. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad we have the mod, and if we didn't, the game would be kind of lesser without it. But I really hope that if they get rivers to work in vanilla, that they actually like flow down, you know, downhill rather than just being at sea level. That would be like the ultimate goal, you know? Or like be at certain levels and have like waterfalls and then flat and then waterfall flat. Oh, some rapids would be cool too. I need to mark home. Getting a little lost. Need more food. Drinking that salt water really hurt my satiety. What are these? Cranberry? All right. 90 degrees. Up. Mud brick, I guess, just to get this up. Aw. I don't know how that worked out. Okay. Guess this isn't needed. Character's starting to freeze. Wee bit on the cold side. Nice thing about having the roof is that the fire pit's going to be covered, so we'll be able to run it during weather. Alright, we're just too short. Can I turn this back into this stuff? Maybe. Just a touch short. I'm getting kind of the roof on. But, and of course the spot that's missing is right over the fire pit. Am I... Why do I do this to myself? We'll just patch it for now. Alright, let's see if this warms us up. What do I need for a crew door? You know what? Where are you gonna use a gate? Probably waddle. There we go. Our house is technically sealed. We'll put another one on top of it. I have to go get some sticks. But hey, look at that. We got a forge for free. That's pretty cool. Our grass is drying. That's good. Here to put down. Oh, it's dry now. Alright, so we got some dry flax. Nope. Put that down to dry then. Got some dry spelt. Linen straw. Which I think I have to soak now. Place in a block of fresh water to soften the fibers. Okay. There's a little pool up here that we can probably throw it in. Alright, we gotta soak that for a week. And look, we got some flax grain, which is the seeds, so we can plant it. It's just the wild variety, but that's to be expected considering we harvested wild flax. This is taking a while to burn out, huh? Alright, let's go get some sticks. Get a second fence here. Bollocks. There we go. I'll leave the top open, pretty much. Oh, well, it's on auto close. I mean, it's convenient, but it's also annoying. Okay. I could get some more dry grass. Might be good. Get some more grass. Oh, nice. There's our vessels done. Great. So that means we can start storing food in here potentially 4 years of grain storage. I might throw something in a trapdoor though. Let me move this to here. Get rid of this Haushar block. Pick you up. Throw you here. Can I pick up a trapdoor? Oh, I forgot I had a chest on my back. There's another trapdoor that I can grab. I don't know if the ruined trapdoor will make it count as a room like a solid door will, but I'm hoping it does. So right now, it's 0.22 grain, 0.44, 0.33, 0.22, 0.15, 0.3. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of a bonus. Not like a crazy amount, but it is gonna help. 6.7 years to store the flax grain in there, so that's nice. If I take our dry spelt and dry rye that I don't want to turn into grain yet, let's say I just throw it in here. 1.7, 180 days, 1.7. So this basically stores it exactly as if it was in a pile. So if you want to be a little bit more RP heavy, store it in a pile. If you want to save space, store it in a cellar or something. Either is fine. I kind of like the piles, but right now I don't have a spot for dry stuff. I have a spot for wet things to be drying. So storing it in here is probably going to be the best. And we're cold again. And we're cold. Alright, enjoy the sounds of the rain for a bit. I'll be right back. How is it when I'm AFK, my viewership goes up? Does that mean something? I feel like that means something. Okay. Let's see. This will keep us warmer. Max warmth is 2, 4. We need to go get more. Sharpie's real low on that. I'm gonna make 10 handles real quick, so we have them. Can we put handles on tool racks? Oh, nice, we can. Can these dry? No. Okay. Tool racks for handles might be a good idea. I need to find granite. Right now we're in limestone world. I need to find some. I can't make anything with limestone, right? Isn't it too soft? Yeah, it's too soft. Grindstone. Can't have that until we have metal tools. That's fine. Let's go grab. So we can make a whetstone out of sandstone or something. Give that a whirl. Mixer. Oh my goodness, there we go. I don't know why I had my volume mixer. Vendor story was set to half on everything. Okay, that's a little bit better on my end. Yeah, nope, can't do sandstone either. We need another stone type. Limestone's too soft, sandstone's too soft. I think slate's too soft too, right? Right, slate, stone. Yeah. A buoy. Let's test some mod stuff real quick. We've been surviving for a little while, but there's some stuff that I want to test. So, like for example, we have Planet Coaster content is cracking, inspired stuff. Only to start playing it, so your creation is something you're inspired to. Wow, that's a throwback. Planet Coaster. Hopefully it applies to Planet Coaster 2. I didn't get Planet Coaster 2, but I feel like I made kind of everything I wanted to in Planet Coaster 1. But yeah, definitely take the inspiration. Hopefully the build tips and tricks apply to Planet Coaster and Planet Coaster 2. And glad you like it, man. Let's do. So yeah, so we have some new lanterns in our mod pack. Some cool stone Asian style lanterns that we can place down. Things like that. Oribe, Ikikome, Doro. Oribe, Ikikome, Doro. So that's pretty cool. It gives some more stuff, more lanterns. So we got stuff from like floating lanterns, some gothic, medieval style lanterns. I don't know why Chubbs is a thing, but you know what? That's okay. We for some reason there's a cat. Paper lanterns, stone lanterns. Stuff like that. What? How do you? What is? Boy, there it is. So we have markers from. What is that? I really wish this wasn't so jank when you go into creative mode. But let's check let's see what a buoy looks like. I wanted to have some landmark stuff that we could have. Okay, so it just floats. So if you want to have some markers floating around your dock areas, you can. A bag buoy, that's pretty cool. Way markers, that's what this one is. I like the bag buoy. Pretty cool. And then there's also some cairns. If you want to mark like foot trails and things, cairns. You know, things like this. If you want to mark like a footpath up through a mountainside or something. They don't show up on the map, which is good. Don't worry about that. They look pretty easy to make too. It's just a stack of stones, literally. Man, now my audio is working. I can turn my music back down a little bit. Okay. What other little things do we got? Translator engineering. Yeah, we've had that before. Earthbound magic. Something that's cool that I'm curious about is envelopes. So we can have wax seals. If people want to deliver a message to like another town, or they want to do some light RP on the server, that'll be cool. I'm all for that. Art of Growing, of course, adds a whole bunch of these crop changes. We have grapevines, so if I look at red grapes. Do we have the vineyard stuff that comes with that? Oh, floating lanterns, those are cool. Boat lanterns, those are cool. Not seeing the trellises. Shops, Vinconomy, tons for water storage, cages for animals. I have to look at for the trellis mod. Mods.adventure story. Let's go. Trellis? Oh man, that's wildcraft trees and shrubs. What about fruit and nuts? Maybe we can get away with fruit and nuts. I don't know. I don't think I want any wildcraft on this round. What else do we got? We got tabletop games, butchering, alchemy, millwright, core bazaar, chisel tools. Okay, that stuff seems to be working. Seems to be working. Let's carry on. Gotta get over to a new rock area. We'll try over here. That might be basalt. I think slate's lighter than that, isn't it? Is that basalt? Might be. If it is, we might get some obsidian. Because if I don't sharpen our tool, yeah, we can remake it every time, but if it becomes blunt, it takes a double durability. Which is not good. Like, yeah, I can throw a new handle and a new binding on it, but then it's just taking double durability the whole time. It's also gonna cut slower and process things slower. Okay, we got goats. That's a good sign. I don't know if you guys who've seen this mod, but we're gonna test it out on the server too. There's a mod called Farseer. So these mountain ranges way off in the distance, that's actual terrain generated chunks that we've been to. And basically it's just an LOD load-in reading the height map so that you can kind of see mountain ranges in the distance past your normal viewpoint. Now, of course, I think, is my view max? No, I should turn it up. Crank it. New PC, yo, we should be able to crank it. Okay, maybe not. Let's not crank it to 15. Let's keep that down a little bit. Streaming and cranking it, bad idea. And hosting the map at the same time. Man, when we get softer clouds after next update, this cloud, look at this cloud. That's pretty. That's pretty. Yes, basalt. Sweet. There we go. Alright, let's go get some more clay. We need to do some ceramics. We're gonna need to make a water jug so we can start carrying water with us around a bit. Great time for a reforge. Oh, head durability is only 6. Alright, yeah, this thing's gonna fully break soon. I don't know why I'm carrying around so many axes. I need more rope. I'll just take a glance around for some ivy. Is resin a binder in this? No. Resin portion? No. Fresh resin portion? No. Okay. Ooh, glue. Is glue a binder? Oh, it is! Okay. Sinew glue. Sinew. Hide glue? Okay. Binding multiplier 2.6. Handle bonus 30% durability. I like that. That gives a lot more reason for me to make some pitch. I like that a lot. Alright, let's start marking some resin for later tests and stuff. So we're gonna need 2 cooking pots. One for glue making and one for actual cooking. Man, I don't know why I'm so bad at finding the same fucking shape. Yeah, let's go up here. Mark more resin. Also, I would like to really start propagating berries around now. So we're gonna start making some berry seeds. See, with the changes of farming that this mod kind of set is giving us. Safe to eat. No, it's not. Get out of here. Anyways, with the changes to farming and stuff, farming is going to be a lot slower to get off the ground, and so you're going to have a good berry preservation system to keep berries longer for fruiting. You're going to need to probably go through more meat and everything until you get your farm kind of fully how you want it. Now, are these things gonna do wild vine? Do that. Okay, nope, it's all wild vine. Where were wild vines from? Ingredient for wild vine tip. I don't know. Ooh, it's cold up here. It's 3 degrees Celsius and raining. Great. Wonderful. Love to see it. How much of this do I need to turn into pitch glue? Okay, so it's 2 resin and 2 powdered charcoal. Powdered black coal. lavender. There should be fresh water over here. Slurp, slurp, slurp. See if this will expand over time. Continue to warm up. Go ahead and just plant these blueberry seeds, I suppose. These will take anything from, it looks like 24 to 36 days to grow into a bush. These guys will flower in 7 days and then berry in another 7, so 2 weeks. Dries in 24 days, that's good. I needed to, what's the sharpness on this? Let's go get some more clay. It's down the river, right? Yep, down the river. Oh! Is that granite? No, it's all limestone. What are you? It's a Japanese raccoon dog. This is a pretty large red clay pit. Alright, we'll get 2 stacks of clay, and then start making some molds, crucible, pickaxe, hammer mold, some cookware. I'll go over here real quick just to see if there's any more wild crops. Always be on the lookout for crops. That's a deer. Need more grass for these. Part is about 0% durability. This head is fresh off the anvil, hone it, sharpen it, and finish it. One component of durability this time. Wait, can I? Can I pre-sharpen tool heads? Really? Hold on. Nice. Huh. Okay. Is there a difference between pre-sharpening and sharpening once it's a tool? Silas or Forn? Any of you guys here? Just curious if you guys have used this Toolsmith mod before. Hey Willow, long time no see. How's it going? Need food here. I'm doing pretty good, you know? Just testing some Vintage Story mods. Kind of getting that server itch. I thought I could probably wait until 1.21. I don't think I can. I think we might have maybe next month we'll start a new server. So, doing some in-depth mod testing right now. Just seeing how the beginning goes with some of the changes. So I got about 74 of the mods picked out and installed right now. Handle. Knife blade. Sharpness is good. Okay. Let's get some cranberry seeds. It's going to be interesting having seeds expire. See how the people enjoy that or not. Can't believe I'm living in this little dinky thing. Alright, well it's nighttime, so it's a good time to do some clay forming. So let's do 4 crocs here. some Crocs. Big lantern. Huh? Gonna need a jug. I might clear out one of the ruins and just turn it into a kiln space. As well. Maybe once the morning hits. Maybe once the morning hits, we'll start getting some kiln space up. Go with, so we're going to need 2 cooking pots, one for resin and one for not resin. Up. Cooking pot. We can do a set of 4 bowls, I suppose. Start with that real quick. Let's warm up. We're a little chilly. Little chilly. Lumberjack streamer today. Is he streaming today? It's Lumberjack's birthday today. Alright, so we're warmed up. What building might be best for some pig kilns over here? Need something that will keep stuff dry so I don't have to worry about it. I think that's too small. I'd like to have a space that's wider. This one's wider, but it'd be more annoying to make covers unless I like build it into the wall, which I can do. what if I get rid of all this stuff and kind of throw some things underneath? I don't know. Metal scraps, maple seeds. Turnip seed. What kind of turnip seed are we talking wild, or? I think this is standard turnip seeds. It's actually pretty rare. So what if I were to use this building? Just treat it from the outside. So for example, I get rid of this Alshar block. And then go down one. Right? That's a big kiln. I'm gonna go here and here. That's a big kiln. I'm about to get rid of this wood so it doesn't catch on fire. That's 2 pit kilns. And then if we go around the corner, over and down. Footer. I think we can retrofit this. This might be the best. Kind of temporary structure that, like, doesn't completely kill my immersion. Okay, that's 4 oven spots. I could probably get a 5th along the other side too. We'll just start with 4. So. Those. Jug. Cooking pot. And crucible, I guess. Okay. Then in here, we'll get a... Let's do 2 raw ingot mold. Alright. Will that be enough space to burn down all this grass? I honestly highly doubt it. So we're going to gather all this up. So we can start drying it. There's just something nice about trying to salvage a ruin sometimes, and building from a ruin. It adds an interesting constraint to just building that, if I were to just be building freeform, it wouldn't have. Age crate, we could probably just put a whole bunch of peat in here. If we have another age crate, which I think we do, we might have a spot for a whole bunch of dry grass too. Just store dry grass and peat right near this area. Oh man, the inside, we could store dry grass in here if we put a roof on it. Right? technically dry there. This is kind of like a silo now. Okay. So we're having a little bit of a food issue. Go get some water, and then we're gonna have to go get some food, and then we're gonna have to light these things up. The problem with not being like a foraging class, the amount of little mushrooms I've lost, pretty high. Pretty high. Drink. Bet our dry grass is dried now. Yep. So what, I need 40? Dry grass. Need more sticks. I'm gonna store the clay. Real quick, get warm again. I don't have anything to make sticks, right? Because it's not a mod that I normally want. So driftwood to sticks, or layers of sticks to sticks. That's not crazy. Sturdy threshing flail. Sail assembly for vertical axis windows. A nice wooden goblet. Flour sack. Flour placed in here lasts 4 times longer. Am I not getting warmer right now? Okay, I am. It's slow. Oh, I think the H menu pauses the game. That's why. That's why. I'm a single player! Actually, while I'm getting warm, let's just, we have a mod installed for just manual shingle making, so you can just hold right click with clay while looking down on a flat surface, and you'll get shingles. It just saves your finger, you know, wrist, honestly. One downside is I don't think you get pottery XP in X skills by doing this. So it's kind of a trade-off. here? Alright, let's go get some sticks, which we can really get from here. I need 8 times 4, I need 32 of these things. It's actually probably going to be more efficient if I just run through a forest and pick up sticks on the ground. A moose. Plenty of mushroom. What do I need for the mushroom substrate bag? Bag? Bag of shuffling. Shuffles thing? Bag. Yeah, so it's a substrate bag. Fine. I think growing mushrooms is going to be a very, very important thing, with crops being so weak initially. Or trying to get to mushroom substrate. Now granted, this requires high fertility soil, grains, and a bucket. When a fruiting bag just requires some flax twine. Though I don't know how hard flax twine is. I haven't even gotten any flax twine yet. Where am I going? Going to a forest, right? I haven't even fully processed flax yet. So I'm really hoping that mod's working. That's a big test for the art of growing mod. It's the flax. Because if it fails or crashes the game, then no one can get flax. That's a big problem. Big problem. I can't make stuff out of slate, right? Some sticks game. Ain't spawning any for me. Ah. resin. Didn't save it. Wait, what lets me cut trees? What mod is that? What mod lets me scratch a tree like this? Is that down on tweaks or wild farming? I don't know. Come on. Need a ladder for that, I guess. It's getting sticks the manual way, I guess. Gonna have to start bringing some tree seeds back closer to the base. What is the growth time for this? 3 days to sprout? Might be 30 days for it to fully grow into a tree, which is about 1 real life day. Probably want to try and find some oak trees too. Alright, well we have enough sticks to do a firing. So that's good. Have anything nearby that I want to grab? I probably want to grab some peat near the house for the firing as well. Except for some berries on the way home. This might be the longest I've ever played without running into a bear. And you know, I like that for me. Keep them bears out of here. Haven't seen many pigs. I know we have some. Ooh, what's this? Magnet. What's this for? Manganese. Doesn't really do much, it looks like. There might be for some dyes and stuff. Dyes and glazes. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna go back up this way. I need to find some food while we are running around. Is this salt water? Yep. Don't drink that. Ooh, double pine. Convenient. Save. Can glue. Cold high glue. Yeah, we're gonna need to just have a whole bunch of hardened glue around to reheat for handles and stuff. It's gonna be the best binder, I think. So, having a little bit of a resin tree farm area, beyond just using it for, you know, machinery, I think it's gonna be a high priority kind of task. This round too. Let's check our entity count real quick. Okay, so there's a sheep around. There's a couple other sheep, lambs, a couple males. Bunch of goats. Okay. So things are spawning. I'm just not seeing much of them. Now, granted, a lot of the stuff probably runs away from you. Ooh, it's a horse. It's a bear! Did he give up? Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, let's go look at some of the horses here. If we get leatherworking online, we can come over and try and tame one. I think there's some water over here that we can just drink out of real quick. Slurp, slurp. Okay, so bears are spawning. Can confirm the bears are spawning. Looks like everything's kind of spawning. I mean, I'm not seeing a crazy amount of animals. I don't know if there's a way to turn up animal density. I mean, maybe we don't want to do that. That's a coyote. pretty sure that'll chase me. I'm pretty sure these will chase me. It's a Timberwolf. It's a Timberwolf pup! Hold on. I just want to see it. Where are you, little guy? Look at this little thing! Oh my goodness. Where you going, buddy? Yeah, no, that... A very, very adorable little guy. For sure, for sure. What's over here? Just needlessly exploring now. My FPS is kind of going down. I don't know if that's because my view distance is still a bit higher than it was. We'll do 1024. Is this drinkable? Yes. Alright, let's go back to the base camp. Hey Kenji, how are you? Welcome to a bit of a chill vintage story stream. So far everything's working. I still need to probably install the instrument mod. RP voice chat. Trying to think of other mods that might be important. I think photography wasn't updated to 1.20, so I don't think we can have that. I know we have the latest alchemy mod and the advanced distilling kind of mod for potion craft. I know the server didn't play much last time because I have no idea what I'm doing in this, much like Apollo when you try to join Lumber. Well, yeah, so I want to do another server soon. And by soon, it might be a month away or something like that. It's going to be, in some ways, easier, in some ways, harder. So my suggestion, you know, for anyone, you know, is get comfortable at least with, like, surviving in vanilla a little bit. Go through the handbook, which has some basic guides, like getting started. Like the starter guide. Just follow the starter guide all the way through, and the progression guide all the way through into like Copper Age, and you'll be fine. There is changes, but you'll mostly be successful. What mod am I looking for, or most useful? Like in terms of 4 or forward 2 on this server? Hey, you know, everyone enjoy. There's new rammed earth. Make it out of rammed earth, and it'll look pretty regardless. But, you know, our community is always super helpful, so if you have, like, questions and, like, all that stuff, you know, don't like, hesitate to, don't tell me why, is tree propagation turned on? Don't tell me propagation's turned on. Am I gonna have to research that? That's a risky thing to turn on. But here, I'll try and answer your question, Kenji. The most useful mod. I tend to go for more immersive mods when I play Vintage Story, so I don't go to just pure quality of life stuff. And so in that regard, one of my favorite mods from just a there's a sheep. From just a general gameplay enhancement and immersion standpoint, I love Rustbound Magic. It doesn't, in my opinion, add crazy. It's a very expansive mod. It's a difficult mod, in my opinion, to like kind of learn. So there's reward there. And the power scaling, it takes a while for the power scaling to get a little crazy. And even then, it's more utility rather than pure power. So I really love Rustbound Magic. In terms of a new mod on the server that I'm looking forward to the most is probably Art of Growing, because I'm just curious on how that's going to pan out. With people laying out their farms, and things like that. I'm just really curious on how that's going to affect progression of things. Since it overhauls kind of the crop process for something a little bit more in depth. So those two mods right now are some of the ones I'm most looking forward to. Toolsmith is another new mod that we're going to have on the server. It kind of replaces the Toolworks mod that we had last time. Which basically, you know, your tools, at least the vanilla tools, are going to have like durabilities based on the handle you use to craft it with, the binding regent you use to tie it all together, and then the tool head has its own durability. And then you have to sharpen them and stuff. So alright. I think we're ready to go ahead and fire up these kilns that we have over here. Please don't start a wildfire. I do not need that. I don't need that on this. I don't need to set a whole peat pit on fire again. Please no. Alright. So those are running. That's good. Probably not good for this well. Alright, so we've got some wet spell. Some more flax grain and some more linen straw. Go soak. I'm curious, if I add this to the current soaking, does it expand the time? It might have for a little bit, but we still have 5 days of soaking this linen straw to soaked, and then clean with fresh water for further processing. It's necessary to crumple the straw to facilitate. I could do this hold right click while holding it in hands. There's so much straw processing. Alright, good, yeah, we're getting a jug. So that'll be something. Crumpled linen straw. Separate the fiber from the stem by holding right click with the ridge in the left hand. You can use a creaser in your left hand for faster processing. And does that make... Fibula. Flax fibers. Doesn't really... I don't know if it's one pile for one flax fiber or one bundle for 4. That'll be an interesting thing to figure out. Because flax, right? There... I know this is gigantic flax, which is kind of equivalent to normal... Well, it's actually 4 times. I think this is the default flax, yeah. The farming stuff is going to be a big question mark. It's going to be such a big question mark. Hope everyone is ready with berries. I'm going to live off berries for the first year or 2. Alright, we might want to get started on a small charcoal pit. continue testing. That's gonna mean I need a couple more bits of packed dirt for something temporary. You know what? We'll just have the small pit right here. Reuse this shape. So this will be a nice small one. So I don't have to go cut down 1,000 trees. It'd be nice if I found some brown coal. If I go into the sandstone area, I might be able to find some, honestly, pretty easily. Alright, let's go cut some trees down. We'll go into the sandstone area and just kind of poke our head into some caves. Because if I get a pickaxe, so that I can harvest some basic brown coal, we can use that more for blacksmithing, and then the charcoal for things that require to be a lot hotter. But yeah, you know, of course, if anyone in chat has like questions, like some basic questions about the game, survival stuff. I mean, at this point, our community, green grapes. Look at these. Got some grapes. That's cool. What are you selling, guy? Nothing I care about. Alright, let's check this little cave. Kind of around here. See what we get. Does our river go through sandstone at all? A little bit near the end. Sometimes that's a good way to find coal too. Rivers really cut away. Okay, don't want to die. Limestone, sandstone. And then it goes straight into slate, huh? Bet it goes into granite. No, andesite. What's this? Zinc. Zinc's good. That's for bismuth bronze. So I'll mark this for zinc. I don't know what's going to be down there. I don't really have a ladder for it. So we'll just mark here. I know, I have no clue what the thing is for zinc. That makes sense, ZN. Alright, so we got some zinc here. Got some surface copper. A lot of it. All right. So you'll find also in the next server, we have a mod running called Interesting Origin, which it's going to make the ore deposits a lot bigger, but more sprawling. So in some ways it'll be more convenient because you'll be able to pull a lot more ore out of the ground. And then in some ways it'll be more difficult because cave-ins, of course. I wanted it that way because I wanted people to have more almost permanent mines in a way. Like you start a mine and that's kind of a big mine for you. Big thing. It's a big deal. You might spend time lighting it up because of how cavernous it is to prevent spawns. You're going to be using a lot more support beams. Kind of hopefully hold up a ceiling. So this is lead. And silver. Lead. Dang it. What is the thing for silver? AG. Why is it AG? Scientists, can you like use normal words, please? No clue what might be down that one. Like that silver and lead would be very hard for me to get just because of like it's on a ceiling. It's probably a huge potential for cave-ins there. I'm gonna go back into the grasslands because I am very hungry. Because we're running around. Hello, sheep or goats. Might be about to have a food crisis, honestly. I might have to go hunting for animals. In which case, I need to get a butchery table online and a skinning hook. No clue what's down there. It's too dangerous for me to get there. Also came out here to get some firewood for a charcoal pit. Yeah, the first winter on this server is going to be very interesting. Like, holy cow. Well, there's some ore over here exposed. That more manganese? That might be manganese. calm down. What do we got in here? Copper bracelet. Jonas part. Don't care about that right now. Oh, another chest. Oh, a door! Hey! What else is this? A metal tank. You know what I also have is metal cooking pots. Which I believe lets you cook like a 24 servings in it. So you just need less fire pits to kind of do the same thing. Alright, well the chest was worth it by itself. For sure. What's down here? Anything? More manganese. Too risky to go down there though. I have to let these growing crops like sit. Sulfur? I don't think I've ever seen sulfur before. In any save that I've ever done. I don't know why. I've done a lot of mining in the day. Just more manganese. More goat. Okay, so this just wraps around. Should I try and kill that? Like, is it gonna turn and attack me? Effective, and I just burned out my torch. Okay, let's go. I shouldn't have crouched in the water with it. I broke my axe. I need to make some spears. Alright, let's go back to the base. We need to cook this, holy shit! That's fine. Anyways, we need to go. We need to go get this meat cooked up. How long does it last? Just 2 days. Makes sense. Ah, yes. Locust. No, thank you. do? It's on this side. Okay, that could have collapsed and I would have died. Would have just been straight dead right there. Hello, sheep, don't headbutt me, please. A lot of goats, which I'm fine with. I kind of like the idea of having more goats than sheep. I wonder if they're gonna, so like next patch, they're gonna rework the boar, right? Boar pig. I think it's getting like a whole new skin. I'm curious if they're gonna change the behavior a little bit, and I'm curious if eventually the sheep is gonna get the same rework and have the sheep run from you like the goats do. You know? Because right now, from like a gameplay perspective, the deer, the goats are so much harder to get than like the sheep and the pigs, and so just like no one, I don't think, bothers until like later in the game. So I would just be curious to see what would happen if you force people kind of to get it earlier. Hello, baby moose. Now, granted, that, you know, that difficulty could be just like that on purpose, just to encourage other baby moose. Oh, the auto door close just scared the crap out of me. I'm fine. Get my door in here. There we go. Look at that. We have a door. Even though fences are technically better. Well, surprised we got one. Oh, and we have parchment from this chest? That's great. Back to put just an orange cat is hilarious. Alright, let's relight these torches. Hang our little painting right over the bed. Sharpen our axe. All right. My immersion. Love it. How are these guys doing? 20, 40, 36, 24, yep. So it's gonna be a long while for those guys. Alright. These guys are lit now. Come on. Light that torch so I can cook this meat. Thank you. I'll store half my torches in here. Also, apparently these can be used for this paper lantern. Which is kind of interesting. Chinese paper lantern. Floating. Medieval style. Medium hind, fresh for 15 days. Survey. You can taxidermy it. Wet flax. Here. This stuff's still wet. I think there's a mod for useful clutter, right? Something I'm gonna go for. Don't let me down in the well. Alright, we got a jug. Crucible, a couple molds. Got our bowls. And crocs. Alright, that's a... I mean, that means we are essentially in the pottery age now. Here, jug is going to carry with me. This just go in this chest. Cooking pots. One can sit there. The other one can sit over there. Let's go fill up our jug. 4.2 days. Still getting fibers loose. Oh, is that silver? Yep, that's silver down there. What else is down here? Flint. Gotta be careful. Even though the surface mobs are delayed by like 10 in-game days, cave mobs still spawn, so. A quick look isn't gonna hurt anything, but also, I really, really like the new cave sound effects. Like here, hold on, let me go back in here. Gets all echoey. Pretty cool. It's over here. Yeah, I probably shouldn't drop down anymore, but like, decent cave system under us. It's always cool for me to have like an underwater pool that's like separating a cave from one side to another. It makes me think of the forest a lot. That's a game I need to go back to. Any other caves? Just go check the tip of the island a little bit. We're just chilling, seeing how things spawn. Getting a feel. Haven't seen any bees yet. I assume bees would be working. It's hard to know. I can't drop down in there because I don't really have enough to make a ladder. Well, I can make rope ladder. But sometimes just try another entrance. Okay, nothing crazy going on down here, really. If only we saw some exposed bismuth night or something, you know? That would have been cool. There's our little temporary base. There's a trader. Another trader. Okay, cool. Well, tell you what, guys, I don't want to go too crazy with surviving or anything like that, considering this is a test. So I'm going to be probably ending the stream here. It's been a good little 3 hours. 3.5 hours of just kind of running around surviving. I haven't run into a single critical error, I don't think. So things are looking pretty good for at least the mod selections. There's a couple other mods that I need to go gather. Make sure those jive. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the selections so far. So yeah. Keep an eye out on the members Discord and everything for when we announce the server and stuff. Obviously, beyond just testing single player, I need to test the server itself and multiplayer and making sure, you know, and that just works here, but over there, world gen settings, all that stuff. So it'll take some time to kind of get set up, obviously. And you know, I hope you guys are excited. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm gonna go ahead. It's Lumberjack's birthday. I'm sending you guys over there. The stream hasn't started yet, but wish him a happy birthday in chat anyways, just so you guys are nice, good friends with our people. You just got here? Yeah, that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. So wish Lumberjack a birthday for me. Give him a good ooh-woo. We'll see you guys in the next one.